Hey, good Wednesday morning, everybody. Hope you're having a great day today and that something else happens amazing to you today because you are amazing. I'm thinking about this morning, things I've learned from Little House on the Prairie, Volume 6. Last night it was late and I was getting ready to go to bed and I caught a little part of the episode. And this particular episode reminded me of how important it is for, and it got me thinking about it in the reference of being a parent and also being a teacher, of how important it is for children to know that their parents and or a trusted adult is in their corner and on their side. And what that doesn't mean that we as parents or educators excuse children's rotten behavior. On the contrary, there's nothing worse for a parent to come alongside them and excuse their rotten behavior, because that just reinforces rotten behavior and makes them an annoying person. However, disciplining rotten behavior is absolutely key to their success and their growth, but also knowing, a child knowing that a parent or a trusted adult, maybe even a teacher, is on their side and in their corner when they're wronged, and will come alongside them and come behind them. That is also key to their growth and to their success. I was watching this episode of Little House on the Prairie, and Caroline Ingalls was remembering back to when she and Charles were younger and they were growing up together, and Charles was new to their school and he was in elementary school, and the teacher in this school district hated him for whatever reason. And literally from the first day, the teacher was finding reasons to wail on him, like to physically beat him with a stick, which I'm not sure if that's the greatest practice. Sometimes I kind of wonder. Sometimes I would love to go back to that practice where you just beat kids down in school. Not just kidding. But he would literally day after day just administer a whooping to this kid with a stick, usually for no reason. And finally, Charles had enough, and the teacher was going out to the crapper, to the outhouse. Charles got a piece of rope, tied it to a tree, and when the teacher went into the outhouse, tied the rope around the tree and locked the teacher into the outhouse and went home for the day. And the teacher looked out and saw Charles running away and said, "Charles, I'm going to get you." And Charles knew that at some point another beating was coming from this idiotic teacher. So he went home, and a day or two later, whatever it was, up the road to his house, here comes the teacher in his buggy, and his parents are there and his dad's there. And the teacher comes up, and Charles is watching the teacher talk to his dad, and his dad comes walking over, and Charles, and the dad says, "I understand you locked the teacher in the outhouse." And he said, "Yep." And the dad takes his belt out. He goes, "You know what that means?" And Charles says, "Yep." He knew he was getting another beating from his dad. So the dad pulls him over, takes his belt off, and hands the belt to the teacher. And the teacher starts spanking this kid with way too much joy in his eye. And so he gave him like 3 or 4 licks. It was going to continue to beat him with it. The dad grabbed the teacher's hand and said, "That's plenty." And he was talking to the kid. He goes, "Now my son knows that no matter what the provocation, if he's disrespectful in this manner to his teacher, he's going to have some comeuppance about it." But he also looked the teacher in the eye and said, "Whatever the provocation is that caused my son to lock you in the outhouse is going to stop as well." And he looked the teacher in the eye in front of his son and said, "If you ever mistreat my son again, I will personally come to that school and knock the crap out of you." He said it better than that, but that's what he said. "I'm going to beat you down in front of your entire class." So 2 things happened there. That father in no means was dismissing his child's whack behavior, nor was he dismissing the behavior of that teacher. That kid knew that he was always going to be disciplined when he was wrong, number 1. And number 2, always knew that his dad was in his corner if he was wronged by a neighbor, a teacher, or whoever it was. And both those things are absolutely crucial to a child's growth and development. I'm going to be disciplined when I need it, but my mom or dad or another trusted adult is in my corner when I need it. And I got another story I'll tell you on another day about how this actually played out in my life. But as you go today, realize your kids need to know that that you are in their corner, but they also need to know that you are not going to allow them to have rotten behavior for any reason. I hope that helps you get out there today and max out your situation. Peace.